Here is my newest creation, Ephraim. Based on Totem from Puppet Master 4, I began with a wood doweling frame with a plastic tubing spine and neck and elbow joints. The rest of the joints are made from connected eye screws, and the head is a golf ball I coated with black Play-Doh. And I know that black Play-Doh, or any kind of Play-Doh, shrinks and cracks as it dries. So to help keep the details, I put a thin layer of wet tissue paper over his face, which dyed the tissue paper kind of a brownish color, leaching some of the color from the Play-Doh, but also served to make sure that even if it cracks beneath the surface, that detail remains. As you can see with the body, I wound toilet paper around his torso and chest and used tape to help hold everything together, keep it nice and taut and tight, and begin to make and form the details, like the pectoral muscles you can see here. From there, I covered the joints with black spandex to help with the mobility and to cover the mobility, as well as made the hands and feet from wire. The toilet paper torso I coated with Elmer's glue soaked toilet paper to make a partially solid form that I then cut to make panels that can slide across each other to maintain some form of flexibility before adding thin cardboard, almost like scales, to help add the underlaying details. As you can see here on the back, I also included some toothpicks to make spikes on the arms and eventually on the back. Once I had all those details in place, I was able to coat all but the spandex with black latex, thus securing everything together with some flexibility, as well as adding in subtle, more fleshy details. For the hands and the feet, I use a technique called latex cotton to add more meat to the wire frame, giving the fingers and toes more depth and yet maintaining their potential flexibility. And by this point, you can see here that the black Play-Doh has begun cracking and has broken off the back of the skull, but the front, where the toilet paper was placed, still remains. From there, I began painting the skull so that I could then construct his helmet, taking inspiration both from Totem as well as the Predator. Again, along with the Predator line of thought, I wanted to make two shoulder guns that could move around and zoom in on targets. So I used some tubing and some cardboard to make details, and used a nail underneath a washer to allow it to spin and rotate as it turns. With the head completed, I was able to work on my coloring, designed to make the more armor aspects black and the rest of it bony white to match his skull, and then paint the special pieces of armor, like the guns, a nice silver color. I also made a nice little cape for him, as well as a necklace and a loincloth, and even made some shoulder plates and some knee plates and elbow plates from cashew shells. Alas, it wasn't quite detailed enough for my taste, so I bedazzled him with some gems on his loincloth and on his necklace. But let's see him in action.